Let's not ask CNN, ABC, Fox. Let's not ask the London Times or the Australian Times. Let's not ask non-Muslims about how Muslim women feel, how they live, what are their principles, what are their challenges. If you want to be fair, ask a Muslim woman.
And you cannot find anything written in our holy book, in the Quran, that is denigrating the woman. It's just the opposite.
I have frequently referred to this book as what should have been the guidebook for women's liberation movement in this country. Because in this book, it has listed every right that we have struggled and fought tooth and nail for in this country and in others, plus some that we haven't accomplished yet and others that we haven't dreamed of. One thing that was given by God that we are fighting for right now in this country is equal pay. Hey, it's in there. Right there. It's in there, and it's for God. God-given rights, not man's. God-given rights. The right to vote, the right to own property. And yes, we have a soul, and yes, we go to heaven. We have every right that a man has. We may be different, but that doesn't make us not equal. Our difference makes us unique and special. But we are still totally and completely equal.
God made woman to be the proper companion of man. She is different, but equal.
Equal! We buy them, feed them, clothe them, use them, discard them. Women
Equal to us? God created man from one male and one female. Now, you must respect in all women the womb that bore you.
So Islam gave women the rights to vote over 1450 years ago, the right to vote. Does anyone know in this audience when we got the right to vote in this country, this advanced, very free country? When did women start voting here? Anybody know? Maybe you know. Early 1900s, in my mother's lifetime. Can you believe that this advanced society that we say is the freedom of the world lies, we're like the belt of freedom is held by America? No. Women couldn't even vote until my grandmother was of voting age. Also inheritance. In this country, women could not inherit property in the southeastern United States, places like Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi, until my generation. In the 1950s and 60s, these laws were finally being rewritten. And I know that you who weren't raised here don't have an appreciation for just how bad the status of women was in this country, even up till today. You all have such a wonderful thing that you're raised Muslim or that you carry Islam. You have rights that women in this country never dreamed of until perhaps this generation. And you've had them for 1,400 and some years. 1,400 and some years. 1,400 and some years. 1,400 and some years.
Generally, a common misconception about my hijab is that I'm oppressed and that I have to ask a man permission anytime I want to do something, and we usually crack jokes about that because we all know that it's not true. They think that the men force women to wear that kind of hijab, but in reality, it's not at all that way, and the whole world changes. You see how men all of a sudden start respecting you. You have some sort of respect. I'm not a distraction for them. Instead, they're more engaged in business. They're more engaged into how educated I am. They're more engaged into my soul. People like us for our personality rather than, how good I look.
I don't think the hijab has ever held me back from doing what I want. I've been here 4 years and I've never had trouble. No one has ever looked at me differently. It's been great.
The American statistics, they tell us there are 7.8 million more women than men in America. That's almost 8 million more women in your country, sir, the land of your domicile. 8 million women who can't get husbands. If every man in America got married, there'll still be 8 million women who can't get husbands. You Americans, you have a problem. You Britisher, you have a problem. You French, you have a problem. You Germans, you have a problem. And to these, there are no solutions in your book. No solution. Islam gives an answer to the problem. The Quran says, marry women of your choice by 2s and 3s and 4s. But if you cannot do justice between them, marry only one. I'm saying the only religious book on the face of the earth which has this expression, marry only one, is the Quran. There is no other book on earth. And this is a solution to your problem. I said, you laugh at us, you are a fool. I said, the laugh is on you.
To the same God with fellow Muslims whose eyes were blue, whose hair was blonde, and whose skin was the whitest of white. And we were all brothers, truly, people of all colors and races believing in one God, in one humanity.
The word that we greet each other with is in Hebrew, Shalom Aleichem, which means peace unto you. In Arabic, it's exactly the same, Assalamu Alaikum. And I think that's very important because Islam itself, the very name Islam, comes from a root which means peace.
Islam comes from the root word salam, which means peace. It also means submitting your will to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Almighty God. In short, Islam means peace acquired by submitting your will to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Almighty God. The glorious Quran is the most positive book in the world. It's a proclamation to humanity. It's a fountain of mercy and wisdom. It's a warning to the atheists, a guide to them, an assurance to those in doubt, a solace to the suffering, and a hope to those in